Probably one of the biggest challenges that I think guys wrestle with on a regular basis is managing their money. There are some guys who are really good at this, and there are some guys who never quite nail it and end up meeting a woman, I guess, who might make a good match with them, that you can kind of rope in their spending habits, but some guys are never really going to quite get it. What's interesting is you have a lot of guys who make money in a very fast period of time. Whether it's someone that wins the lottery, an athlete that signs a sports contract, somebody that comes into an inheritance overnight. These people that kind of come into money very quickly are obviously ill-equipped for how to kind of deal with that situation. So they may be inclined to make some mistakes that someone who has gradually built themselves up over time may not have a problem with, because they've gone from the person that has nothing and has slowly built up a little bit more of an income over time. And as a result, they're getting used to kind of treating themselves to luxuries little by little, as opposed to kind of one massive overindulgence. I think one piece of advice I can definitely give in terms of managing your money is make a budget. I think a lot of guys don't really spend enough time sitting down and mapping out how they're spending their money and where their money is going. I think specifically as you transition over time to growing your income and making a little bit more money, your lifestyle starts to change, and that is going to force you to kind of be mindful of some things that you've already been mindful of, but you're just going to be looking at different numbers. You're already spending a lot of time and have been spending a lot of time being conscious of your rent and of your electricity bill and your grocery bill. But as that increases and as your ability to kind of live a better lifestyle increases, all you're doing is kind of taking those same tactics you've learned over time and applying them with some different numbers in those formulas. Somebody who's never really spent any time budgeting or never spent any real time looking at their expenses, who suddenly comes into a cash windfall, is obviously not going to be equipped to handle this. But I think the reality is that if they've not got any life experience in terms of how to manage their finances, then clearly we're going to see people who are going to be a little bit less fiscally responsible. And I think really what we're talking about here is the idea of being fiscally responsible is coming easier to somebody that has grown up with that mentality. I think it's important to kind of look at your life and look back at what you've done and look at those any lessons you've learned in terms of looking at your finances and being responsible with them. If you come into any significant cash or a bonus or any raise, try and be mindful of what you have learned going through those stages, and you'll be in a much better position to kind of make sure you're not, going well beyond your budget.